Hello, hello. It is question time. Okay, so Mark asked.
More like, I think, answer time, Justin. Wouldn't it be crazy town if we just got on here and just started
You're just asking
It should
questions.
be like deep thinking Friday. No.
Existential Saturday. Or, it's Friday. See, there you go. So that being said,
What day of the week is it? That's
who
it.
knows? Time is a flat circle. All right. So, question and answer time, friends.
Yeah.
So, Mark wrote into us and he asked, how do I stay consistent with my marketing? Well, that's a great question. You're in the right place, Mark. How do I can stay consistent with my marketing? I keep starting and stopping my content and I give up before it starts working. Well, fortunately for you, Mark, we have the queen bee of marketing, Kim Walsh Phillips, to answer that question.
I love this question. And the reason why I wanted us to go over this one today is this is something that Justin and I, we're human, so we struggle with it too.
Wait. Just we are humans.
That's step number one.
It may seem
AI.
although sidebar, I just saw today, and don't worry, Mark, we'll definitely land the plane. I saw today this thing where someone made a whole series, like a TV series, and you can like definitely tell it's AI, but it's amazing. Like you can make extremely video, photo, realistic things of humans doing things.
What?
Nowadays, it's wild. It's wild. I'll share it with you later. But that being said, we are human.
A major large building that's the color white that might have been doing that for a while. Anyway, that's just a thought. So there is this thing that we need in order to do anything, and it's weird because oftentimes we think about our business so differently than we think about other things in our life. But if we look at the things that we consistently do every day as a human, how do we apply the strategies that we do those things for to the things that we want to get done that are new or different or are part of our big goals and dreams? And so if you look at things like brushing your teeth, putting deodorant on, taking a shower, feeding my children, these are not all things that I necessarily want to do each day. I don't wait to be motivated to do them, but I do them because they're important to me. I'm motivated by my why, not the actual action, right? There's been times where I'm in the middle of a project and it's 7:00 at night and I'm like, I got to get the kids dinner. I don't want to stop my project right then, but I want my children to be fed. So you have to stop, right? So that would make sense. We are already doing things every single day that we don't want to do, correct?
Right. And I also think that what you're saying speaks to habits, right? Habitual things. And I don't think, given the option, we as children or my children would brush their teeth. Right, they wouldn't, right? But our parents and their parents before them, hopefully, and us as parents, we're like, you have to brush your teeth, you have to do this, and eventually that creates habits, and it like legit creates grooves and pathways in your brain that say, I do this. And I think it goes more than even habit. I think when you really truly embrace, Mark, the fact, the identity, like I am a marketer, I am a XYZ, I am a closer, I am a whatever, insert whatever that thing is that you want to be. It goes beyond habit and it turns into identity. And when it turns into identity, that's when it becomes automatic. That's when it just becomes like, oh, this is not what I do. This is not what I have to do. Just like to what you were saying, Kim, like we're parents. We love our children and it's our identity to be really, really good, caring, attentive, kind, providing parents. That's just our identity. And
yeah,
so,
it's true. But I mean, like, there's no way, Mark, you're going to go from where you are now to be like, I am a marketer and I do this. I am. So, but that will be. And so that is the outcome that it will get to a place. I will say one of my children does have a habit of brushing her teeth. So you can get there even with the kids. And she must do it, needs to do it, wants to do it, all the things. So that will come and it will be easier and it will be habit. So it's so good. And it's just like a reminder. We do things all the time that we don't want to do, but we do it because it's important to us and it's a habit. So like that is the outcome. So how do we get there to the thing that we're not currently doing that we want to do? And we cannot will ourselves to do it, right? Because our brain will always think there's this future time that I'm going to want to do this thing more. It always makes this magical, mystical, optimistic time. Oh, on Monday, it's always like on a Monday. On a Monday, I'm going to want to do this. On a Monday, my schedule is going to be lighter. There's somehow going to be this magical time. The sun is going to shine. I'm going to feel like doing this.
Right.
And literally Monday, I don't know how Monday got to be the day that people decide. Monday's usually the hardest day of the week.
Oh, people have what is it? The Monday scaries. Like people dread Mondays. It's
more
like
heart attacks on Monday than any other day. Like, come on, right? And so we are looking at that situation of like, okay, we stop thinking that you're ever going to want to do it more than you want to do it right now. So get rid of that as an excuse. When your brain does that, be like, oh, that's just something my brain does. But actually, I'm never going to want to do it more than I do it right. I want to do it right now. So like, that's one thought switch. Just start working on the thought first. The thought about putting it into the future will not ever happen. Like, this isn't going to work. So that's one thing. And then the next one is if there isn't accountability and urgency, it will not happen. It just doesn't. Our bodies do things that make our focus as survival urgent. It's why when you really need to go to the restroom, you can't concentrate on anything else. We were created that way so that we take care of our bodies. When we're so exhausted, we can't get big projects done. We're so hungry. Our body literally shuts down until we fill those needs. And that is not an accident. That's on purpose. So how do you do that with something new like marketing? Number one, you need to create this urgency. And for me, it comes from accountability publicly. So I'm willing to do the scaries, but we'll come up with different versions. Justin and I have a goal of being live every single day with you guys at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And that is a big commitment.
Sure.
You and I could keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. Or I could say publicly that this is what I'm doing and get people to actually subscribe to it so that we go live and they are tuning in specifically to see it. And so I did that this morning on a weekly Friday program I have, Clubhouse. I had people follow me on LinkedIn and tell them I'm going live every single day. And I either I have a choice now. I don't have to go live because I don't have strings attached to my body by LinkedIn forcing me to do it. I have to make a choice whether or not we're going to do it.
You're human, basically.
My choice is either I am someone who shows up as someone who honors her word and fulfills on a commitment that I made, or I'm someone that shows I don't honor a commitment that I make. And then I get to make a choice. So if you are trying to be consistent in your marketing, come up with one thing you're going to do. It could be a weekly email. It could be a daily video. It could be a post 3 times a week. And then share it with someone who will hold you accountable. It could be to your team. It could be to a client. That would be really powerful. It could be to networking a group or even just publicly. And then say, call me out if I don't. Because now you're not just the urgency became your reputation, not just your word to yourself. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's really great. I think what you're speaking to is not only accountability, but also something I think that we can sometimes need as we get older, and that's chunking, right? You're not trying to do everything all at once. I talked about identity, but that doesn't happen overnight, right? You didn't just learn to habitualize brushing your teeth or habitualize the habits you have overnight. It comes from doing it over and over and over and over again. And that's when it becomes an identity. That's when it becomes automatic. And yet in the beginning, it's the start that stops most people because, again, that idyllic thing, we're like, okay, I'm going to get healthy. I'm just going to run a marathon. I'm going to go out and run a marathon my first day. No way. It's not going to happen. And then you fail in that unrealistic expectation and goal. And then you stop because it didn't work. No, it was the strategy that didn't work. It was the tactics that didn't work. And so I think what you're saying, like, okay, start out small, make a commitment to go post one thing a week, but hold yourself accountable by putting your reputation on the line and talking to a client or someone who's going to actually hold your feet to the fire and make sure that you do it. There's also another really fun thing that you taught me, and I want to share here, and it's about the almost like the negative consequence. There are two things. There's like the sort of the light side and the dark side that you taught me. And what I love is that when you and I take on a huge project, we give ourselves these milestone or these mile markers, right? Like, for example, if we were going to grow our list by 100 people, it's like, if we grow our list by 100 people, when we grow our list by 100 people, we're going to go out to dinner together. When we grow our list by 1,000 people, we are going to go to like a really fancy sort of place. Okay, if we grow our list, when we grow our list by 10,000 people, 20, 50, whatever it is, we're going to go on a trip to France or Fiji. Actually, that's really the trip we're going to take. But like, those things, like giving yourself these celebratory milestones are really awesome. But there's also another thing that you can do. And I'd love for you to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we are, as entrepreneurs, we are so likely to forego the pleasure. We're so likely to forgo the pleasure, okay? Because we're like, well, it would be cool, but I don't need to do that. But what we are more likely to do is to avoid the pain.
Yeah.
In that accountability, what you need to do is not just say, this is what I'm going to do. And if I don't do it, here's what's going to happen. And it's got to be something bad. Like you really don't want to do it. Like you're going to donate $1,000 to the opposite party than you vote for. Right. Or you are going to spend $1,000 with your number one competitor. Or you're someone who's super conservative and you were going to go do a striptease on TikTok. Like it's got to be something that like there is nothing that you want to do about this solution. And that is the penalty. And it has worked. I actually had a client where I said, if you don't get this done, you are going to take your rifle and shoot up your brand new. He had a brand new BMW Roadster. I'm like, you're gonna put 3 bullet holes in it, and he would take a picture of himself with his rifle and his car, and I would send that to him. Every accountability thing. Here's what's waiting. And he would get it done. And we have Russell Brunson just contributed to your upcoming book, Center Stage Confidence. And he said him and his accountability partner each wrote a check to each other out of their personal accounts for $10,000. And if they ever didn't get something done on their accountability call, the other one could cash it. I'm like, that's really powerful. Yeah. So you've got to have that kind of accountability. Okay. The final piece of it is, so stop waiting to be motivated because it's not happening. Number 2 is announce it and have a penalty if you don't do it. And number 3, make it simple. So I'm going to give you a very simple formula you can use for posting your content. That's really, really easy. And all you can do is this. You could start with posts that go like this. I used to talk about something you used to believe or you used to do or you used to think that didn't work. I used to, but then I talk about an action that you took that made a difference. And if you want to find out more, give them a call to action. That's it. So I used to, now I, call to action. It's so simple, but it literally will be creating content that lets people get to know you, get to trust you, and shows them the pathway forward. And you don't need to have a landing page set up, a complicated funnel. You just can start to connect with people that way when they find out. So if you literally, Mark, sat today and created 4 videos talking about 4 I used to's and what you do now, you would have a weekly piece of content you could schedule today for the entire month. And guess what? You're going to want to do this more today than Monday. So get it done right now. Get it done right now.
Yeah.
So that's all we got.
Some applause for that.
All right, y'all. We're holding ourselves accountable. We're going to be with you 11 a.m. Eastern time live on Monday. And we will see you then.
Bye.
Okay, bye.